Hi, Joy Horner here, and we're talking about basic baby care. So I'm going to show you how to top and tail. Your health provider should discuss this with you, but just in case they don't or you need a refresher. So I've got absolutely everything that I need because most babies don't like being undressed and don't like getting cold. So we're going to do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. My baby's here, and the first thing that we're going to do is wash the places where baby gets dirty, and babies really don't get very dirty. So I'm just exposing the part that I am going to wash. So we'll start at the top and wash baby's face, and we don't need to wash the eyes at all. If we start washing the eyes, we may actually introduce infection into the eyes, so leave the eyes well alone. If you notice that the eyes are sticky, let your midwife or doctor know, and if they say to clean them, they'll advise you use some cooled boiled water, and you dip a cotton wool ball in the water and you clean from the inside to the outside and throw it away. And then again, inside to outside and throw it away. Never use a cotton wool ball to clean one eye and then the other eye, because you'll, if there is an infection, transfer it over. But often sticky eyes are just because the baby's tear ducts are not developed properly yet. So it can be quite normal, but get your midwife to assess. So this baby, I'm not going to wash your eyes. I've got everything ready here. I have two bowls because I'm going to explain top and tailing. This one's for my baby's bottom, and this one's for my baby's face and body. So I'm going to dip my cotton wool ball in the water, and it's just blood temperature water, not hot, not cold. And I'm just going to wipe around the baby the parts that actually get sticky. So when they feed, they can dribble milk out the side of their mouth. It can congeal around the neck. When they're sleeping, if a bit comes out, it can be behind their ears. So I'm just going to give baby's ears a little wipe. Just wipe a little bit about the chin, wipe the other ear, and lean baby's head back so that you can get in the neck crease, because babies don't have much of a neck, so to speak. So we'll throw that one away, and then in the same sort of action, just dry off all the areas that we've washed around his little chin. Do the same with the hands. The hands don't get too mucky, but as the baby gets older and learns to suck its hands, they seem to gather a lot of fluff and things in their sticky, milky hands. So if you stroke the back of the hand, they should open their closed hand, and then you can just wipe on the inside, just clean the inside of the hands. There, I haven't needed to undress my baby much. The other area you may need to clean is under their arms. So I'll just quickly undress baby. He doesn't need his nappy changing at the moment, so we'll leave the nappy on, but we want to look at his armpits, because although we don't wash all the vernix off that baby's born with, he's just going to slide his arm out, pull his arm back towards him as we do this. So we don't wipe the vernix off that they're born with, but after a couple of days, if you still see vernix in the armpits or in the groin, it can make babies really sore. So just going to release his arms. Lift it over his head. There we go. And have a look under his arms. And babies tend to hold their arms to their bodies, so don't force the arm up, just gently wait for him to relax it, and then you can hold the arm up. And again, with the cooled boiled water, just wiping away if there's any big lumps of vernix under there, and just drying, and make sure that all these areas are dried really, really well. You can dry them, you can just pat them dry with a a little towel if you have one, a little baby towel. Now, none of his clothes were dirty, so we can pop these back on again. And because baby can't lift his head, you soon get adept at putting it over the back of the head. So you sort of lift it with your fingers, pop it over the back of the head, let the head down gently, wiggle it down, and reaching through the armholes to grab baby's hand and pull it through. We don't try and push baby's arms through armholes because their little fingers can get bent backwards. So no, forcing it up through. I'm reaching down, grabbing the hand and pulling it through. And I'm just going to roll him to pull it down at the back and pull it down at the front. Now the wonderful things about these envelope necks, as they're called them on the Baby Grow, I'll just show you the envelope neck here. They're made so that if your baby's had a big poo or a wee and there's lots of poo over the vest, you don't pull it up over the face. You can actually wiggle it down. Again, you can help their arms out and wiggle it down over the body. Just going to pull that arm, help him wiggle it out. There we go. And pull it down this way so you're not putting poo or wee up over the body. It's not easy to get them back on that way, but you get the idea. Just get his elbow in, reach down and pull through. There we are. And we can pop him up again. And I'm sure I've said, but most babies don't like this at all. Being undressed or having a nappy change. So we want to do it as quickly as possible. Sometimes it's easier to put the legs in first, so we'll do that. Pop his legs in. Sometimes it's easier to pop his arms in first. Just see what works for your baby. And again, reaching down the armhole to find his little hand, pulling the sleeve over it. And poppering him up. There we are. So your baby certainly doesn't need bathing in the first week or so after birth. They just need a top and a tail. Check their top is clean and that their bottom's clean, changing their nappy, and that's all there is to it. Okay.